so let's talk about the mountain art project. So first thing you do is you draw 4 mountains. One of the mountains has to overlap. Okay, so there's 4 total. And then each mountain is going to be broken up into 4 sections. What you do to start that is you start at the tippy top and then break it into one section, one like larger section, and then the rest is broken up into 3 remaining parts, making 4 total. And that's each mountain has 4 parts. Now the long part that you create, within the long part, you're going to add like a line design rather than a Zentangle. So one of the things you could do could just be a line pattern, and another option would be to create kind of just like a repeating line. So let me show you 2 different. So you could do just like a wavy line, and then this would follow. Notice how my lines are nice and tight together, and they do not at all need to be straight. And as a matter of fact, they get kind of fun if they are a little wavy and crazy. Sorry about my insanely squeaky chair. And then over here, we could do something different. What I would do here is I'm going to go straight and then turn, straight and turn. So I'm going down and then I'm taking a turn, down and going turn. I'm going to repeat the same thing. So go down, make a right turn. So what I'm trying to do is make my lines consistent. And just for time purposes, I'm doing this right away in Sharpie. That does not mean that you need to do this right away in Sharpie. Okay, last little section. So as you can see, in these larger sections, you just want like a line design. Now let's talk about a Zentangle. Let's add one here. Now once again, I'm gonna go right into it, but you need to use pencil first, okay? So what we could do here, let's do this one. We're gonna make like a diagonal and then go across like this, okay? So what this Zentangle kind of looks like is a flower. So I made like a diamond box, and then I'm sort of making these like parentheses shapes. So I make one facing each other, and then I just mirror until I fill the box. I'm gonna do that top, bottom, and then left and right, their shapes are horizontal, not vertical. I'm gonna do it again over here. There we go. So you get the idea here. So that's an official Zentangle. It's not a scribble. My lines are thought out. My lines are methodical. My lines are neat. Okay. Now the next step would be to add color in the background. Now to add color in the background, you're going to create a sunset, a sunrise, something with an ombre of colors. Ombre meaning like a transition of colors. So what you would do is I'm going to use 5 different colors. So I'm going to start with yellow, orange, like a magenta, and then like a purpley blue, and then a blue. So it kind of looks like a sunset. Now I'm going to start with the yellow closest and lowest, and I'm going to just take a pencil, and first thing I'm going to do is plan out my space. So I don't want to just kind of guess. Instead, I want to have it more thoughtful. So I'm just going to take a pencil. Now the yellow would just be creeping out from behind the mountain. So I'm going to make like a rough horizontal line. So that's going to be yellow. I'm going to put a little Y for myself. Then I'm going to have a little peekaboo of orange. I'm going to put a little O for myself to remember. This is going to be my magenta. You'll notice my line's not straight. And then I'm just going to divide these 2 in half. So this is going to be, oh my gosh, I wrote P for magenta. Magenta, and then like a purple. Top is going to be blue. So what you're going to do is you're going to work in small sections. First thing you do is you erase your pencil line. Now, when you're using colored pencil, you're going to work in small sections, okay? So I'm going to start with the yellow. The yellow is just a little peekaboo here. So here's what we're doing. We are in 5th grade. We're big time. We are coloring with colored pencil using a really cool technique. So I'm coloring one direction, and I'm coloring the opposite direction, okay? Now I'm gonna go into the orange. The orange is from here to here. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna color very lightly across the bottom. Now I need to blend these two so it doesn't look like my sky is striped. That's not the effect. I want it to look like a real sunset. So I'm gonna first color in with a little light section. You can see I'm working small little sections at a time. I'm not going through the whole thing, just little sections at a time. Now I'm gonna overlap. I'm gonna put my yellow on top of my orange. And what I'm gonna try to do is try to make it look like you can't really tell where's the yellow start, where's the orange start. So I'm doing some blending of the two here. So I'm putting the light on top of the dark. I'm really kind of working those two. I'm trying not to go for the mountain, although I did just a smidge there. I'm gonna take a little bit of my orange and put it over just because I need a little bit blending here to make that transition a little smoother. And then I'm gonna go back up, 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 up to the top here. Let me erase my pencil line. This is where my magenta's gonna start. Now I'm just working this small section so you can see it under the camera. Over here, now this is where the line was. So let me show you one more color blend. Let me show you how this goes into the magenta. So we're doing this color, and then it raises up. So I'm going over where the magenta would be. I'm just gonna work this small little section, okay? So I'm just gonna blend. The trick to blending is pressing lightly. Good. Now I'm gonna pick up my magenta. This is a totally different color. And I'm gonna overlap them ever so lightly, blending the color. Now I can make it a little like, it doesn't have to be a straight line, and it might actually look more realistic if it's not a straight line. But what you're seeing come into fruition, or what we're starting to develop here, is this beautiful color transition. So what we have is yellow into the orange, just plain orange, then orange magenta, and then this section is just magenta. So we want to have the color, and then it's buddy blended, and then it's color and the buddy blended. Okay, so that's what we have for the sky.